Joe Rodriguez, what is up? I'm 10 seconds behind. I thought it would be live already. We'll let some people get in here. Chat box is alive. Joe, how are you doing on this Wednesday evening?
It's been a great day. Hump day, getting it out of the way, getting closer to Monday Night Football. We got to wait an extra day for this game to come up, but getting ready, man. All the news, just a lot of stuff coming out. Lots to talk about, really. So,
Oh
it's good.
yeah, and we'll touch on that, Joe. But like I said, I don't want to take people for granted. And you being one of my buddies, I just want to make sure that you're good. Chat box, I hope that you guys are good.
Mhm.
I want to put a bow on this game, the Chargers game. We have till Monday, so I didn't want to jump right into Philly, Joe. We talked about that pre-show, but I guess now we have a few news items that are big. It just seems like even in a winning week, Joe, we're never gonna get out of there being Cowboys news, right? It just is never gonna happen. So the big news of the day is Keanu Neal, stud linebacker, Dallas Cowboys is now in COVID protocol. Joe, what are you hearing? How did this come about? Shout out to everybody in the chat box. We're bringing our fastball early. Joe, how did this come about?
It's the NFLPA. Supposedly these are the guys mandating this, right? So it's not really the league; it's the player association
Wow,
that
something I didn't know. That's
that is
interesting.
really driving this. So it makes you wonder. You want to talk conspiracy theories and this sort of thing. It's do the players want an extra day off out of this long season where, hey, I'm COVID positive, which is a long season, I'm taking my week off. I don't think that's the case, but I mean that's the theory I've seen bounced around out there. Who knows, bro? Who knows? But Keanu Neal, it is a big loss, man. We can't take that for granted, right? Like you said. So I'm looking forward to see next man up, man.
Next man up could possibly be Jabril Cox. We'll talk about that. I have another player in mind, and we'll get to that. Joe, let's piggyback though what you said about the players and this COVID thing. Does it just seem like every week it's a new great player
Hmm.
that the Cow like for the Cow? I mean, you just played a game without Randy Gregory. That also shows how good that this team could possibly be depth wise and able to figure some things out. But you just played a game without Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence. You were able to win the game. You were able to hold the Chargers to 17 points. And now, oh, by the way, you don't have Keanu Neal. Is this coincidence? Like, what is going on, Joe?
I've said from the get go, this is going to be something that we're going to live with through the whole season. It's going to be somebody different every week. Let's hope it's just Keanu Neal because usually they go through the tracing protocol to see who he's been close in contact with, and then maybe that player gets knocked out too, or they look a little bit closer, and you lose more than one person. So we'll see what that is. Hopefully, it just stays Keanu Neal. Hopefully, somebody else doesn't pop up from the linebacker core. But yeah, I expect this to be a weekly thing. Who will it be next time? Will it be one of our receivers? Will it be Dak at one point? I mean, we got to be ready for it.
Wow.
It's a real thing, right? So, and every team is experiencing this, right? A lot of teams, you look across the waiver wires and injury reports, and everybody's getting a taste of this. Like, even the teams that have that high vaccination thing, people are still testing positive for whatever reason. So it's kind of goofy, bro, to be honest.
It's, the asymptomatic stuff, the this, to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah, somebody says Zach Martin, downtown Tex. That's a great comment. He says
Yeah.
Zach Martin the
Mm-hmm.
first week, you're right. And then Randy Gregory next week. And then this week is Keanu Neal. So every week there's going to be a stud gone. Last week on the show, Joe, as I recap the game, I apologize to J. Ron Curse. Man, you talked about him in the offseason. I'm not going to be a front runner. I was just like, okay, is he a body? Is he just a guy? And then, Joe, you came on strong with, well, he's making plays out there. There's a chance that he could possibly be uprooting at some point Donovan Wilson. And then Wilson now injured. Jerron Curse comes in, and he was a stud. He came downhill. I was so impressed with how physical he played in the run game and that he was not lost in the pass game. And it's weird how we were able to, in the offseason, turn. Now, these guys aren't, Kyle Smith, your boy from from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Kyle Smith. Was it Kyle Williams? Was it
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton? I messed it up. And that's my guy, too. That's crazy. Hamilton. They aren't him, when you talking about a sideline player. But the fact of the matter is, we haven't had safety play like this in a while. Safeties that take the ball away, concede. Safeties that come downhill with bad intentions. And so curse to linebacker, that was one of my first thoughts that I tweeted out. Then I found out that Broadus was talking about it. I didn't even listen. I haven't listened to any Cowboys radio. It was just prepping for this show. So, Joe, is that a real thing? Do you want to see Jabril Cox? Here's my thing with Jabril Cox. Philly week will be a good week to get him in, because I don't think that Philly does anything great. I got to go back and watch the San Fran game. They haven't truthfully committed to the run game, and their passing game just isn't stellar. So it could be a good week to sneak him in. But you had J-Ron Curse play so well and play so physical that maybe if Donovan Wilson or even, Malik Hooker is ready. So what are you doing there at linebacker, Joe? Because the truth is, it's looking like Keanu Neal's not going to play. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. And to clarify, he doesn't, because he's on the COVID list doesn't mean that he has COVID. It just means that he tested positive. So, we're not really reporting that he has actually COVID and he's sick or nothing like that. It's just they test these guys, frequently, and that's what it is. Asymptomatic, like you said, Foot. So I feel like Jabril Cox will get a look here. It's he looked good in the preseason. Plays good in coverage, and maybe this is a game where you're going to see more nickel. You know what I mean? I think for Jalen Hurts, I think you're going to see your tall corners and safeties and linebackers just be big out there and have that small throwing window for the smaller Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? So that makes a big difference. He kind of excels outside the pocket. He's not a really good pocket passer. Now I think if you close those throwing windows, he's gonna be in for a long day.
I think Joe, we said we didn't want to dive too far into Philly, but I like what you're saying about her. So I'm gonna get you to come back to that, because here's the truth, Joe. What I saw when I glanced at the San Fran game, not really watching, I saw Hurts, the athlete, escape out the back door a few times, but you never really see Hurts driving the field, just dotting you away like a Justin Herbert will, just bing, 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 bing. It's always RPO action, get them on the move, maybe a dump off to Miles Sanders. But is it going to be something where it's like he's going to put 8-play drives together where he's just sitting in the pocket scanning like Tom Brady, like Justin Herbert? Absolutely not. I also don't think that Philly's offensive line as good as those are as good as the Chargers and the Bucs offensive line. So, Joe, would that be a plan of attack this week? Would Micah Parsons be a plan of attack back on the edge, causing him stress? Would Micah Parsons be used as a spy as in the run game, and when the Hurts run game, more or less, and the Hurts sneak out game? Well, we didn't want to jump too far into Philly, and we got a lot still to talk about with Philly, with their receivers. First round pick Smith, Rager, and I'm going to save some of that for later on in the week. But just at first glance, what are we doing there, Joe?
I think, being that Lawrence is still out, you still need to compensate for that. You know what I mean? And then Dorrance is out as well, high ankle sprain. So you're looking 4 weeks minimum for him to be out. Those high ankles take a long time to heal up. So
where did that come from, Joe?
He got dinged up in the game.
Okay.
With the Chargers game. So he's likely not going to play in the game. Pretty sure he's done for right now. Okay. So, yeah, you're going to get a good dose of, Randy Gregory. We'll see what the shape is. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he's good to go. But yeah, man, I mean, it's going to be Randy Gregory. I think Parsons, you got to have him in there just attack. I mean, he affected the passing game, the timing, making Herbert throw off
Off platform.
yeah, off platform. And I think with Jalen Hurts, you do the same thing. Things are going to get goofy for him. You know, he'll throw an interception, he'll turn the ball over. So could be some more turnovers coming our way, man. So we'll see, bro. But I want to keep the pressure on him. You
Yeah,
know?
I don't. Their offense isn't. And as you get through this season now, you got Philly. Who do we got at the Philly, Joe?
We got the Panthers, which I think will be the biggest test of this little stretch. But we got 3 home games, and this is the one that starts it off here, Philly, and then we got the Panthers at home. So I feel good about it. But I think the Panther game is going to be pretty. It's going to be a tough one defensively.
Yeah, and they have some good players on defense as well. But not looking too far ahead. Here's the deal: you're now getting a break on the offense is not being as explosive. You're not having to deal with offenses that can stress you in so many different ways. I mean, you think about it: Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Those are all studs that you were able to shut down. We're gonna find out what type of team this Cowboys team is. Can they put this game away? Okay. Yeah. And can they move on and be successful?
Can they handle success, right? So, that goes all the way to Garrett. How does a team handle success? How do they handle adversity? So it is, how do they handle success? Can they stack a bunch of wins together and become a really dominant team going into the bye? I mean, I would feel great if we went into it 6-1, dominating the hell out of everybody. That's a lot of momentum to bring into the second half of your season. So it's exciting, man. Because we see the potential. They just got to clean up some stuff, and I think we're gonna make some noise in the NFL this year.
Okay, so on that note, Joe, let's piggyback to this Chargers game. We'll get to the main topic, but obviously I wanted to get your thoughts, some more thoughts after rewatching the game, after all the film has come back. We talk about being successful. Me personally, I think the Chargers are a playoff team. The AFC West is going to be just insane. Insane division because the Raiders are playing good football right now. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, even though they took a slug. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. You have to literally have a 30-point game offense to beat the Chiefs. And shout out to the Ravens, what they were able to do in the run game and setting some things up with what their fourth running back and able to beat the Chiefs. But the point is, the Chargers have a good team. They do. Not going to let anybody say that they don't, and that's the facts. You were able to beat a good team on the road, okay?
No.
Years past with Dak not playing his best and maybe Zeke not going and all this, Dallas will find a way to lose that game. Well, you know what? Dallas found a way to win that game. The clock management people had questions. Guess what? Dallas found a way to win the game. The penalties, guess what? Dallas found a way to win the game. So, Joe, biggest takeaway from the game, positive-wise, I got 3 options for you. J-Ron Curse, Diggs, Kazee. Who out of those 3, Joe, who's the guy that you're looking forward to seeing next week, seeing continue to build? Diggs, Kazee, Curse. Who did you like defensively? Obviously, the low-hanging fruit is Micah Parsons, so I stayed away from him. But out of those 3, talk to me.
I mean, Trevon Diggs is playing out of his mind, dude. I mean, you talk about Diggs Island, it's here, all right? It's here. I mean, we're talking Castaway style. It's the dude is playing out of his mind, dude. Like, I mean, he's snatching the ball, all right? He wanted to make up for a lot of the drops that he had on interceptions. He said to himself he could have had up to 14 interceptions last season if he would have hauled them in. If he keeps this pace up, I mean,
I love the discipline that he knows that, Joe. That he's setting that bar high.
He's CB1. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? We just got to solidify opposite of him. But that's what I'm really excited to look at because I feel like you're seeing the little seedlings sprouting into potentially superstar at cornerback, a potential superstar linebacker in the making, and let's see if we can get one in the middle of this defense. So that would be something special there.
Osa played well as well. I like what you're saying there, Joe. So Diggs is the guy that you're looking for moving forward. Me personally, Joe, I love Diggs, and I knew that he would beat it, so I'm not that surprised. I'm very surprised at Jaron Kerr, so I just want to keep giving him a lot of love, and hopefully he can continue to build on it. Also, Kazee, I got to give him credit. I listened to him after the game. I was like, dog, he's a sharp dude. Like, he's really sharp. Okay, Joe, let's go positives on the offensive side, then we'll go negatives on the defensive side, and then we'll wrap it, put a bow on it. And then we'll talk about Zeke and Pollard and the whole nine.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Be right back 1 second.
Okay, take your time, bro. All right, guys. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'll let Joe tap back in when he does. Positives on the offensive side, and you guys chime in, chat box. Like, let me know what you guys think. Let's talk. Terrence Steele, was he a positive for you all? And I know that's somebody that me and Joe. Oh, Joe's back. He tapped right back in. He really meant the second. So you guys let me know as well. And Joe, you tap in. Hey guys, make sure y'all hitting the super chat and the like button too. Let's get these views going, man. Let's get these views going. Let's get these views up. Offensive side, we're looking at Terrence Steele's growth, outstanding. Dalton Schultz, the edge blocker, do it all. Tight end, or Tony Pollard, the man, the myth, the legend. Which out of those three, the positive side, Joe, who are you looking at to continue to grow?
I want to see. I want to see.
And this is, guys, this is on the spot. Me and Joe didn't talk about this. I love getting the
No, I want to see more Terrence Steele, because I mean what he did to Joey Bosa. There's other bigger names out there that probably wouldn't be able to handle Joey Bosa the way Terrence did. You know what I mean? It's exciting to see, because I feel that you have. And I know some people, didn't like what I said on Twitter about he's a better teammate than Lyle, but dude, I mean, reliability is a big thing in this game. You need a teammate that you can count on, man. And if he can be something for us, maybe you have something for the future. But I feel that you can execute. We don't have to worry about not having to not execute our game plan with Terrence Steele out there. Like, I feel better going into the stretch without Lyle. So I feel that we can execute the passing game, the running game. The bubble screens, like you said, Tony Pollard. You can execute plays to him on that side. I mean, they win on that side. Zach Martin, I think, helps him out a lot too, and I'm really excited to see how he looks in this game. If he puts together another stoning, you got to feel good about it. That's what you want. You want these young players to excel, that you can, possibly use leverage moving forward for, some new contracts that might be coming up.
Well, first of all, Joe, Twitter is a dangerous place, because some of these fans get in their mind one way it has to be, and this is not how it's going to be. Number two, Joe, I think it's something that me and yourself me and you talk about all the time, and that's development. And that shows that, guess what? Hey, whether it's Joe Philbin or the whole nine, they're developing guys. And development doesn't stop at the league. It just doesn't. Look at some of the quarterbacks around the league, Zach Wilson. All you heard is that they're pro ready. They're not. They're not pro ready. Trevor Lawrence is not pro ready. This isn't Clemson, dog. You have, Urban Meyer coming out talking about every week's like playing at Alabama. You think? It's these guys are studs. All of these guys. Let's get to some super chats real quick, Joe. The elephant in the room. Where is Parsons going to play the majority of his snaps? We'll get to that downtown text. Thank you for the super chat. We'll get to that. And here we go. I still wouldn't mind even Neal out of Alabama. Evan Neal out of Alabama. That's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a tackle as well. I mean, if you have a chance to upgrade a position, you upgrade a position. Thanks for the super chat, guys. But back to kind of like what Joe was just talking about with Terrence Steele. I thought he run blocked exceptional. Like, it was a few times Joey almost caught the edge, but his run blocking and the way he was able to keep his feet moving. I mean, his hips, finishing through the block. You blocking with your feet is it, man. If you can keep your feet moving, you have to move your feet. You have to move your feet. He was able to do that. And I thought that Kellen Moore really helped him as well. Quick game, not a lot of long developing plays, not Don Coryell's offense with Jason Garrett and the whole nine that you see going on in Daniel Jones's offense. A lot of quick game, a lot of ball out right now, a lot of counting numbers inside zone, keeping that defensive end free, doubling on that three tech. All that type of stuff made a difference, Joe. And I thought that the Cowboys really when the Cowboys went up 14-3, they could have put the game away if Dak doesn't throw that pick. Was it 14-3, Joe? Yeah. I believe it was 14. They could have put the game away if they didn't throw a pick, right, Joe? And so you're just very excited about the way that Kellen Moore is attacking defenses. Week 1, we're not going to run the ball. We're going to do what we need to do. Week 2, okay, we're going to switch the whole game plan up. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to be successful there. Terrence Steele, I think that you picked the right guy, Joe, out of those 3. I thought that he was exceptional, man, and he deserves a lot of credit because me and you, be honest, I was ready to call him Chaz Green.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
A lot of us were, yeah, for sure. I apologized in one of my videos just straight up. I said, I was dead wrong on him. I mean,
yeah,
he played out of his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Joe? I think the cool thing about it is these are the apologies that you want to have. Yeah. You know why? Because the team is good. Like, I'm cool. I'm not married to none of my statements when it comes to the team being good. All right, Joe, putting a bow on everything. Now let's go to the low-hanging fruit. Who was the more impressive player? Oh, let me double back. Got to talk negatives. Joe, and this will be I'll marry special teams and defense together. Are you concerned about the yardage being given up? Are you concerned about the lack of intellect by our special teams? Which one concerns you, Joe? Because it is something to think about. Mm-hmm. Are we going to be just a bend don't break defense? And what's going on with our special teams with the penalties and this stuff? Do you like it? Do you love it? How do you feel, Joe?
Yeah, I think they're still working out the kinks. You know what I mean? Defensively with some of the penalties, but a lot of it, some of it too, is the officiating has been like not good either. So,
correct.
There's a lot of that as well to consider. But special teams, I think, is a phase of the entire team that can hurt you because you're giving up too much yardage, like you said. Like these guys are starting on the 30, the 40. It really puts more pressure on your defense to really bend don't break, like you said, because I mean, if they're starting at the 30 and 40, I mean, it's a lot to ask for. So, they to the defense's credit, they stopped them to a couple of field goals, but they did get bailed out on some touchdowns too. So you got to have some luck, during your season. And I think a lot of teams that win the Super Bowl, they do have some luck along the way. So I think this might have been one of those games, but we earned it, man. This team looks different. They're actually playing a lot faster. They're playing smarter as far as, they don't look as confused like they do with Nolan, even with Richard. So I feel like there's just a different feeling to this team. You feel like year 2 McCarthy, that things are starting to get the pieces are starting to come together little by little. And I mean, I think we're going to get some more wins here. You know what I mean? To go from 6-10 to, what should the expectations now be? We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, because we still got to see this team stack the wins. We don't want to be the every other, win one, lose one crap. So we got to see. It's still a wait and see kind of deal here for the next couple of weeks for me.
Yeah, Dallas' favorite by 3. And I think that they're a much better team than Philly right now. I do too. I think they've drafted better. And I think, Mike McCarthy has a way about him that a lot of Cowboys fans don't like Mike. I do. And I'll die on that bridge. Because at the end of the day, I think he's a guy that's steady. I think he's a guy that's won before. And I can't remember a time where Green Bay's teams were just horrible. And they were always right there in the mix.
Yeah.
And
very
I think
competitive.
you're right. And I don't know if he's ever had this type of personnel. And we see some of the creativity that Kellen gets a lot of credit, but I'm pretty sure when they're going over their offensive meetings, Mike is, okaying some of this stuff too. And Mike deserves some credit. He really does. He's part of the staff, and I just don't like how people, it's Dan Quinn, it's Kellen Moore. Well, does Mike get any credit for being the head coach? He's the head man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he deserves some credit, Joe. I like what you said about the defense, just kind of working some kinks out. But they're tackling better. They're flying to the ball. Last year, this time, it was just guys running open. It was just disastrous. This year, it's just not that. This team is playing defense with pride, and it starts with our young leader, Micah Parsons. Joe, I do want to talk about Joe Philbin because I did not like his comments. I don't know if he was trying to be a smart ass. That was just stupid to me. About, I thought people like when Dallas takes chances. Like, no, Joe, stop. Like, you get a chance to get off the field against the Chargers. I didn't like that, Joe. Is there any chance? What is Philbin doing? Like, is he doing too much? Is he too much in the mix? It's starting to be kind of corny to me. And I'm just like, hey man, we don't need to block a punt on 4th and 15. We just got him off the field. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I think you're talking about Fossil, right? On special.
Fossil, excuse me. I can't. I said Philbin. Fossil, excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. So Fossil, bro, he's I think this might be a one and done or two and done for him. It's just he's not very good, dude. He's not very good, and I think you can get better. You can find another coach better than what we have right now, right? So they're gonna have to run the court, but that's not to say if you keep screwing up, maybe you get canned. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to say that you have to keep the guy the whole season because it's terrible. It's terrible. They're not doing good on special teams.
It's awful,
dude. It's really bad, dude. I do not like it.
Yeah, the first week it was the run backs and then it was a missed kick. Now Greg the leg obviously comes back, he nails it. So like it's like everybody's like, okay, why is McCarthy going? Why is he playing for a 52-yard kick? Well, he knew something. Greg drilled it, and he kicked it with confidence. You knew it was going in the whole time. But
yeah, let's talk about Schultz, DMVJ. Let's talk about that.
We can definitely get the Schultz if you want to, man.
Yeah, Dalton.
Yeah, we can definitely get the Schultz if you want to. But I just, it just looks like, I don't know. It just looks like with Fossil, man. It's just like, dude, just sit down, man. You just, I don't know. You're all over the place.
No, you're right though. I mean, it's some of the stuff is kind of corny. Some of the stuff you saw on HBO, Hard Knocks. It's just like this is kind of cheesy, bro. Like I don't know how. Maybe the message is not getting to that unit, which I kind of suspect it's not. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's too loose with the players. I don't know what's going on, but they need to fix it.
Yeah, I just don't see the reason why you're trying to block a kick on 4th and 15.
Yes, yeah, because you just let them punt. You let Dak run the 2-minute drill. You probably come out with at least 3 points out of that.
And you were moving the ball on the Chargers.
Yeah, moving the ball. I feel like that stupidity literally took some of the wind out of the sails.
Totally. That stuff can affect, right, Joe? That stuff can affect a game.
Yeah.
Can affect momentum, all that stuff. So we won't focus too much on the bad. The only notes that I had offensively, negative-wise, just Dak's ball placement could have been a little better at times. The goofy pick, I mean, I don't want to be looked at as a Dak hater, but one drive, I just thought he was a little off in the goofy pick. But he's fine. Dak is fine. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level. But I am going to be objective. You guys know that, so I won't spend too much time on that. All right. Let's talk about Schultz real quick, Joe, and then we'll get into the headliner, which is Zeke and Tony, because I want to put some things to bed. Me and Joe have been high on Dalton Schultz. So this isn't really a topic for us. It's those guys like Vox Lombardi, which is my homie, by the way. Me and Joe's homie as well. And a couple of these people who just want to, let's get a tight end on there who can catch everything, blah, blah, blah. But here's the deal. You saw the difference in the player. Week 1, Jarwin whiffs on a block. Zeke doesn't get a touchdown. Week 2, Schultz is in the game, knocking dudes out, kicking out Joey Bosa by himself in the run game, still blocking, reach blocking, Stanford tight end stuff, and it's big, and we get the win. Dalton Schultz is tight end 1. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I don't care what Blake Jarwin did 5 years ago against the Giants. Dalton Schultz is tight end 1. What's your thoughts on Joe? On Schultz, Joe?
Yeah, I've been saying it too. Tight end 1 for me. He's a complete tight end. You know what I mean? So blocking, like you said, he pieced up Joey Bosa on that one play. I mean, it's pretty impressive. A lot of tight ends are not going to do that.
Absolutely.
Pieced him up, and catching the ball, man. He finds those soft spots. I love that.
That's huge.
He's like a Jason Witten in that regard. Like he's a wide tight end, right? So he finds those spots. That needs somebody to keep the chains moving. Dalton Schultz, baby, get it. Soft hand, catches the ball, blocks for Zeke, Pollard. I mean, he opened up a lot of these holes. So, integral part, a little bit underrated. You know what I mean? So,
extremely underrated.
One of the guys I want to re-sign is Dalton Schultz. Contract year. Do you let him go? Do you draft? Do you keep him a rookie in Jarwin? I want to keep Dalton Schultz here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that he's going to have a big year, going to make opportunistic catches. He is the epitome of what Stanford football is. Just do your job. He's a lesser Kittle. He's not as good as Kittle. I won't disrespect Kittle's, but that's how San Francisco uses Kittle. He just does his job. Schultz brings his lunch pail. He's very professional. So I'm glad to have him on our team. All right, here we go, Joe. Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott. Here's my thoughts on this. And it really bugs me that national media has jumped on this. Tony Pollard is better than Zeke. The Cowboys need to move on from Zeke. He needs more carries than Zeke. It's ridiculous. And I think it's sad that while we're having success, people on the outside are trying to tear this team down. And I don't know if Zeke and Tony would ever see this video. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat box can send them this video. Don't let it happen, guys. We need both players at a high clip. I think it was reported in the first game or the second game. One of those games, Joe, was reported Mike McCarthy specifically wanted to keep Zeke fresh.
Right.
He's also always had 2 backs, and he's used them well. And I think that he's doing a great job using both of these players. Here's what I saw, Joe. The play selection for Tony and Zeke was pretty identical, which means that they think that they have 2 of the same players. Now, obviously, you think of certain backs as, hey, like kind of like how the Redskins use McKissick or some of these other scat backs. They're edge guys, right? Well, with Tony, you see him running between the tackles. You see him doing certain things. Now, on the jet sweep, quick game, get the edge. That was one thing. But Tony also runs between the tackles very, very well. Here's the positive in that. A defense can't get a read on, hey, when this player comes in, this is what they want to do. He can do it all. And all I think it does is it's a good 1-2 punch. Why? Zeke has taken a lot of punishment in his career, Joe. He has. Zeke has taken a lot of punishment. But guess what? He still is a back that can get downhill and make linebackers, safeties feel a little different when they have to tackle him. Mm-hmm. I also don't think that Tony Pollard is a 25 touch guy, which in certain games down the line, you're going to have to get a ball to Zeke 20 times. Maybe not early week 1, but it's a 17-game season, and we plan on playing football longer. So long-winded deal for me there, Joe. But what are your thoughts on the duo, Tony and Zeke? And why are we putting these guys against each other when really we need these players? We need both of them.
No, I mean you hit it on the head. Like it's the main media. I absolutely don't watch ESPN or anything. They poison the mind of fans. The first take and Shannon and this other dummies. I mean, these guys are all a bunch of idiots. They're just looking for clicks and views. I don't watch them, but it gets the fans riled up, and some of them buy that crap, bro. Like some of them are like they plant that seed, and some of these fans are like, yeah, these guys are against each other. And it's just not the case, man. It is, and it's not to say that this is going to be a recurring thing every week. The Cowboys are notorious to doing this, where you have a badass game out of Pollard sprinkled in a game, and then you think the next week it's going to happen again, and then it doesn't. So fans do need to be prepared for that. It's possible that you don't see a repeat of this. We think it should happen, right? I think, like you said, it should be a good mix of it. And you make a really good point, Foots, about Mike McCarthy having going deep with running backs. You know what I mean? He likes that different styles that complement each other. You got a bruiser, someone that'll hit you and be physical, and then you got somebody who's a smoother runner, pass catcher type of guy like Pollard is, and he's I think he came into the right unit. I mean, when McCarthy's looking at interviewing, he looked at probably this roster and said, "I can do something with these guys here." So it's a it's a good problem to have. Just like we talked about earlier, it's a good problem to have, and there's nothing to it. There's no us, Pollard versus Zeke. It's just stupid stuff out there that's being thrown around, Foots. But it would be good to see more Pollard for sure. Now, will they do it? It's up to Kellen and Mike McCarthy to draw it up. You know what I mean?
I think that CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard are close to the same player as far as the electricity and the way that they catch the ball and can finish plays.
Yeah.
I think that Zeke, you're still going to need have games when it gets cold where you're going to need to wear on teams. And I really think that Zeke can still do it. You see the way that he pass protects. He has some good runs. Does he have the same juice as Tony? No, he's been in the league longer, so he's not going to have the same juice. He's not going to run away from teams like he did when he was a rookie, but I still think that he's a 100-yard back. I mean, he has 70 on what? How many carries did he have, Joe?
I think he's really close to breaking one, like he did his rookie year against Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I felt like it was almost there in the Chargers game. Like he was close to getting to that third level, and
he wears on you. He wears on teams.
Yeah, he like we said, like this whole season, he's in probably the best shape of his life. You know what I mean? And we joke about that, but I think for Zeke's case, he's in the best shape, since coming out of Ohio State, and he's gonna bust one here soon. I have a feeling.
Well, I like what Toot Robinson is saying. I agree 100%. You have weapons now where you don't need to give Zeke 25 a week anymore. If you want to say that for the playoffs, I'm good. If you want to save it for a dogged out dog fight, I'm good. But you have Amari Cooper, you have CeeDee Lamb. These guys need to touch the ball as well. CeeDee with the ball in his hands he's floating out there. He's floating. Mm-hmm. CeeDee Lamb is floating, Joe. And it's amazing to watch. And I think that when it's all said and done, if these guys, I'm talking about Tony and Zeke, can really band together, this team is going to do something special. Because all that's going to happen is they're just going to keep getting better. They're going to keep feeding off each other. They're going to keep making plays. People need to remember, on that last drive, that was a Zeke drive. Caught the ball out the backfield, had a couple rushes, just keep on keeping on, boom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Win the game. So I just think that, the days of like, oh, it's just Emmitt Smith by himself, that's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those days are over. And like I said, I think we talked about this last time, Foots, is, I think when Zeke's contract does finish on, whether or not they keep him or not, I don't think they'll use a high pick on a running back again, especially if McCarthy's still here. He'll go the route of, Aaron Jones, pick somebody up in a little bit later round and still have a dynamic backfield. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, Joe. Absolutely.
Real good about it.
All right, let's get a super chat. Ken Art just dropped $5. Didn't say anything. Ken, thank you, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the super chat. We are better with Zeke and TP. Tony Pollard. Zeke can wear them down. and then they're tired and try to chase. There you go. That's it. Like, don't overthink it. It's football, guys. Get your guys in space. Let them make plays. Guys, real quick, just so you know, me and Joe kill draft coverage, and we actually talked about Tony Pollard a lot. It's actually cool to see this, how this is all working out, because we talked about him in the Senior Bowl. He had a great Senior Bowl, and the whole thought of him just being a scat back, that was debunked at the Senior Bowl because we saw him doing some things off tackle, running hard, running through contact. That's big for me. Like, even when I'm coaching, I tell my backs, man, look, you hitting C-gap, you hitting off tackle, you don't have a choice. We're not running it outside, because the truth is we want to wear these teams down and the defense down. It does something to their mental when we hit them in the mouth. I think that Tony and Zeke will continue to do that. And I just think it's going to be fun moving forward to watch this offense. And I think that they have the right person calling the offense. It's not Scott Linehan doing a bunch of goofy stuff, this old school crap. It's not Jason Garrett, laughing, smiling, giggling. I think that Kellen Moore, his Boise State background, his college background, you saw a lot of inside zone. And I think one thing that I'm starting to notice what Kellen does well, the Skins were in a lot of inside zone against the Chargers and had success. When I watched film, Joe, one of the things I was able to see was, okay, the Skins were able to do what? Hit them right up the A gap, right up the B gap, because that's where they were kind of soft. Kellen Moore just took the same approach, and I thought that he did it well. Joe, we'll cap Tony and Zeke. Let's get to some of these fans' questions, and then Joe, I'll let you go, man. I think this has been a great show. Joe, have you heard anything about Coop's ribs? Is he good to go?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing on the ribs of Amari Cooper. They're saying bruised. It's the Cowboys. Are they bruised? Is it worse? So I'm hoping that it's just bruised ribs and he'll be okay. But if he misses some time, they might be covering some crap up like they do. So just monitor that. But I think he'll be okay. I mean, he looked a little grimaced when he got up, but those ribs, man, it's something that can take some time to heal, especially depending on what it is. You know what I mean? Like, is it like a deep bruise? Is it a hairline fracture? Like, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see on that one there.
Yep, let's see if Amari Cooper ribs are tricky. Tua's dealing with that over in Miami.
Tua Tagovailoa, injury prone as hell. Hey man, so I like this comment here by Action Jackson.
Where's it at? Let me find it, Joe.
I like that comment there. I think that really stands out, and I think it's so true.
What did he say, Joe? I can't find it.
Action Jackson 1YT.
Okay, and what did he say? What did he ask?
This team don't give an F about no stats no more. We're finally using our players' strengths.
Man, I want to get. Oh, there it is. Nice.
I love that.
Let me get him on the screen.
There we go.
Let's hit it. Listen, that's how you're gonna win football games, man. I'm telling you.
That's how it's done, dude. That's really how it's done.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna win football games. I think that's what the Patriots were able to do for so long, and then they became immortals when they won. Like, you remember Troy Brown for going out there and playing corner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's the truth.
You got to do, and I think that we're finally getting to a place. I've always said, man, Cowboys just too nice. It's just too nice, Joe. Kind of soft. Kind of everybody can come in here and just hang out. Well, now you can't with Donovan Wilson. Now you can't with Amari Cooper. With Micah Parsons. Now you can't with J-Ron Curse. You're gonna get hit in the mouth, and that's the difference. Yeah. I just got so tired of this team being, Eli coming to the stadium, signing the stadium. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, we now have Rough Riders on our team. I can't wait to see Kelvin Joseph. I can't wait to see Nashawn Wright.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Kelvin Joseph.
I had it pulled up. Let me get back to it, Joe. Where's Kelvin Joseph? You guys keep the questions going, man, because me and Joe got our fastball, and we're hitting a lot.
Pound that like button, everybody. Pound
the like button. Where's Kelvin Joseph at? Gator Man, where's Kelvin Joseph? Let's talk, Joe.
Yeah, so Kelvin Joseph's still coming off of the short-term IR. So I think he's still a week or two away, but getting closer, getting closer. My question to you, Foots, is this: once Kelvin Joseph is activated off of this, is your hope, and is everybody's hope, that he will take over and Anthony Brown will become a bench player?
I don't think they'll ever put Anthony Brown on the bench because they just like him. And they paid him. But I know. Oh, damn. Hey, Joe's sick. Here's the deal, Joe.
Yeah.
I would much rather see Kelvin Joseph get beat than Anthony Brown. He's maxed, but for whatever reason, Dallas likes him. I would rather see Candidate get beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think they like Candidate inside. I don't know why he's not playing. It's weird. But here's the deal. That could all change if Devonta Smith goes out and has 300 yards or whatever he has, or 150 on Anthony Brown. Then guess what? You would see the end of what? Of Anthony Brown. No, I just think that Dallas is going to look at it and say the defense is still playing better with Anthony Brown in there. So I don't know. I do want to see Kelvin Joseph, and I think the change will happen mid-season, Joe. I think it'll be a change that happens after the bye. I don't know if it will happen right now.
That might be the move right there. Yeah,
that's kind of like a Cowboy thing. Maybe Jerry will make the call then, seeing how he play. I want to see Nashawn Wright. I thought last weekend would have been a great time to get Nashawn Wright in the game, especially the receivers that you had to play against. But they didn't, so it is what it is. Keep the questions coming, guys. Let's go through these. If we don't have any new ones, then we'll
maybe we do see Nashawn Wright even in this game, because if you want to get bigger, right? You have like your biggest players out there for those small windows, right? Maybe he gets some looks out there. So it'd be something to keep an eye on.
I completely agree. Joe Martinez asked this, and this is a great question. And this is actually, I like these type of questions. First of all, shout out to everybody who's seen the new digs.
I love it. I love that wall. I love it, bro.
Got it painted for you guys. Got all this work done for you guys. And then I got the flat screen right here. So if you guys are with me on Sundays, I watch the game. I just talk my stuff. Got the 70 right here. We're good to go. That is DeMarco Murray's glove. And DeMarco Murray gave me that glove after the Giants game when we beat them in the Meadowlands. I went to the game. I spent a bunch of money on tickets. And Murray was walking out, and we stayed, and he threw the glove. And then I actually hit him on Twitter, and he responded. And I just thought that was really cool. He's really humble. DeMarco Murray was a great Cowboy, man. About his business. It sucked when Dallas wasn't really able to give him the money that he wanted. He went to Philly. Then the Titans, right, Joe, and kind of just, went off in the sun. But DeMarco Murray was a great Cowboy. Had 1,800 yards as a Cowboy. Was it 1,800, Joe?
Yeah, it's a record. 1,800 and something yards, yeah.
God, rushing. Like, I don't think people remember how good DeMarco Murray was with this team.
And that was probably the peak of that offensive line. That year, that line, I mean, you had Ron Leary. I think Ron Leary was still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we were just –
Was Zach here?
We're taking it to people. Yeah, Zach Martin? Yeah, he was still here. We got Zach in 2014, so yeah.
And that was his rookie year. So it was Zach, Ron, Tyron. Yep. And Tyron was just entering his peak. And Demo just ran everywhere. That was Dez, Tony, and Demo. Now let's just think about this, right? This is cool, Joe. This is how we get tied together. Murray, Dez, and Tony. Those were our three guys, right?
Yeah.
Now let's think about this. Zeke, Tony Pollard, Dak, CD, Coop. Oh, and by the way, Michael Gallup. That's 6 guys that can take over a game.
They can. And I feel like the defense is finally getting better. finally getting better. I think you can legitimately go into a week, like, okay, here come the Eagles. I feel like we're really scrappy, physical. We're gonna put it to you. You know what I mean? Like I like where the trajectory of this defense is going.
Yeah, I completely agree, Joe. Let's get to a couple more guys. I'm gonna answer two more questions, then I'm gonna let Joe go, man. He's been doing shows all day. So is Watkins going to play, Joe? What are your thoughts here?
Carlos Watkins.
Yeah.
I think he's dinged up too. Actually, I don't know what the status is on him. So that I'm not sure. I haven't checked the latest on Watkins. So we'll see what's up with that.
Yeah, I completely agree. The D line hasn't been terrible, guys. Like Osa's holding it down, Urban's holding it down. The edge play, I think you'll get a good boost from Randy Gregory. I think Randy Gregory is close to having a game. I know that Dorrance Armstrong is out. Skeptical fan just said that Dorrance Armstrong is out. I don't want to say I'm not ready to commit to Micah being a full-time DN, even though I know he could do it. I don't think that the 4-3 is the scheme for him because he still has to play the run. And I just like Micah in the middle of the defense. I think he can also cover so well and blitz and do so many other things that I don't want to just pigeonhole him to one side of the defense, me personally. He still can develop as a linebacker. So, hey, man, Bradley and I, here's your chance. Like, and I thought that he did some good things, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. I think Bradley and I deserves a chance. I didn't, it sucks for Dorrance Armstrong because I think that this would have been a chance for him to be able to step up, make some plays. So it's gonna be. We'll have to see it, Joe. What are your thoughts?
I think Dorrance. You and I have kind of been like, he's kind of peaked. Like this is what he is what he is. He's not going to get better. Like the ceiling was kind of low on him, and he hit it already. So, it's just it's not good for him not to be out there. He got dinged up, unfortunately. And somebody mentioned Golston. I think that will we see him this week? You know what I mean? So that being that you're dinged up on that line, and Golston can give you some flex on the inside and on the outside. So I'm hoping that we get some updates here from McCarthy tomorrow in the press conference and get an update on Chauncey.
Yeah,
hopefully reporters will ask good questions. Sometimes in these press conferences, they ask the stupidest stuff. I just want to get in there and say, "Come on, ask some good stuff, man."
I'm telling you, Joe. Let's end on this one. And we spoke about the draft and all that. I talked about it on Twitter, and you responded in a tweet that I think is going viral, but whatever. I'm not going to respond to a bunch of people arguing about, oh, they had a sucky draft in 20, whatever. Here we go. Crazy how Jalen and LVE were the future in 2018. Now they aren't even top two linebackers on the team right now. This is a great point. And it's true. I think LVE still serves purpose, though. Jalen, he was able to get through the game. He didn't play bad. Jalen Smith did not play bad. I just think that it's a clear difference in the speed of the other players and the other linebackers that are playing right now, Joe.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting statement, and you're exactly right, Foots. It's just and that's what they needed. You know what I mean? Now I feel that the main thing to take from this is this staff knows when to put the right players in here, like the right player. Like you don't want to get vulnerable, you don't want to get exposed. So let's Jalen check. LVE, I think LVE had a hell of a game on that Chargers game. Played physical, hit the gap, stopped the running back, got a sack. He had a crazy game. So there's still something to LVE. To him, the only thing about LVE is the health. Other than that, the guy's still a beast. Like
yeah,
like LVE, but the health. Dang man, please stay healthy. If you get a healthy LVE this season, we're kicking ass here with these linebackers. I'll tell you that.
I think Joe had a statement, man. We was around draft time, and it was so true. He said, "When LVE's neck is hurting, he's playing like his neck is hurting," and it's true.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with LVE's legs, man. He still comes downhill. He's still decent sideline to sideline. Now he's not Michael Parsons, but if you could get LVE on the cheap and he was comfortable with playing here, I would, you know.
yeah.
But Jalen, you know, it is what it is. This will definitely be Jalen Smith's last year, and then moving Jalen Smith to defensive end is no. I don't think that would happen at all. So we're gonna end on that note, guys. I agree with you. I think it's crazy, but the future of this defense is Michael Parsons. You're gonna build this defense around Michael Parsons.
Absolutely.
You haven't had a player this caliber since DeMarcus Ware, I don't think.
Right.
And I don't even know if DeMarcus Ware was this good this early. It's clear the talent. It's clear that he's gonna make plays. Just imagine once he starts getting his hands on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most important thing about Parsons is his mentality. And he just has things that you can't coach. You can't coach 4.3 speed. When you see a player like that closing on how he closed on Justin Herbert, I just thought that was amazing, man. And it's just
I was off my couch, bro. I was like, yeah, let's get this guy, man.
Dude, the way it's like he hit another jolt of speed.
Got another gear.
Somebody asked Joe if the two corners were there, would you have drafted Parsons? Honestly, no. Sometimes that's just how it is. I mean, if Johnny Manziel, you know, the Cowboys had to be talked off the ledge of taking Johnny Manziel. So that's just the draft, man. I mean, the truth of the matter is, and I forget what draft that was, you know, we were very high on Ryan Shazier and ended up having to get, I think, Frederick. I don't know what happened in that draft, but I think we traded back and got Frederick. Something happened. No, that was the Zach Martin draft.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, that was the Zach Martin draft. We were very high on Ryan Shazier. So the point is this, y'all, like the what if game, it doesn't matter now. He's on our team. So he's our guy. And he's not only is he the best rookie defender, it's not even close. He's looking like he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year.
I just love covering the draft fields because the players that we talked about, they're making plays. I thought Asante Samuel played a pretty dang good game for the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get to see J.C. Horn with Carolina. He had a pretty good pick in the last game, so it's fun to watch. You know, the players that we talk about. You know, although they're on other teams, you can kind of see. Well, you know, we talked about that, and this is why they're good players on these teams. So it's fun. I just love the NFL. You know what I mean? Like I watch all the games that I can.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to make some mods on this page, Joe. People are calling for the Cowboys huddle to come back, man. Our OGs have been with us, so I don't know. We might have to make it a comeback, especially when the season is killing like this, Joe. Maybe something that we have to pull out the woodworks because we've been consistent. Joe's been consistent. Joe, this was your second show of the day?
Yeah, I did a podcast earlier. Great work. You know, did some work with some pretty good up and coming guys, man. It was an audio podcast, but you know, great work nonetheless. So
nice.
A lot of good content creators out there for sure.
Guys, Joe's my guy. I mean, it's no secret. That's who is like Jordan and Pippen, man. It's Kobe and Shaq. Me and Joe roll when it comes to draft. Rarely do we not see eye to eye, and if we don't, we try to explain it and get you guys the real. Now, we weren't going to go all in on the season early because the truth is Dallas has never given us a reason to. But I saw something in that Tampa Bay game that showed me at least this team would attack moving forward and not be attacked, not just run just because and do all those goofy things. So the whole point is this, man. Joe, we're going to keep covering this team. Views are looking good. You guys are showing us a lot of love. So that means the world to me and Joe. Joe, put your Twitter handle out there. You guys go follow him right now, IG and Twitter. Joe is a great follow. Show them some love right now.
Yeah, guys, you can find me on Twitter. It's going to be at Cowboys Blog Net, like network. So Cowboys Blog Net on Twitter and Cowboys Blog on Instagram. So mainly I'm on Twitter. So you guys hit us up. Foots and I, everybody that I communicate with, Marvelin Group, I see him in the chat box. He follows and talks with us as well. So yeah, man, hit us up and get the conversation going. Game days of the fun, dude. I'm always on there. You and Foots, we're always on there talking on Twitter. We basically play by play.
Yeah, oh yeah, we talking and I'm been on the YouTube talking, man. Go hit me up. I'm pretty active on IG and Twitter. What's up, Marvel and Group? You guys know that I'm just Foots the King everywhere. You guys know that I respond on IG. So if you want to talk more intimately, I'll hit you up and we'll just talk. And then Twitter obviously is where the good debates get going. And like me and Joe are now for sure 100% locked in is Cowboys Twitter, and that's the thing now. And so, we're in there with Jeff Kavanaugh and all those guys, and we debate, but we also, I'm going to keep it real. So I don't do the super fan stuff. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to give you guys some good stuff. Hey, that's right, Marvel, Foots and Coles. I make music, I DJ, I do all that type of stuff. So thank you for supporting. Make sure you guys go hit up Joe right now. Matter of fact, let me do this. Put him out there. Go hit up Joe right now. That's my guy. Anyway, guys, we're going to jump out. I'm pretty sure Joe will probably cover Philly offense and defense and how we're going to smoke the Eagles. I'm going to do some stuff how I'm just not sold on Jalen Hurts because I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. So thank you guys for popping in. It's your boy Foots as always. Hey.
Peace, everybody.